Alrighty, hello and welcome to another set of matches tonight for week 3 of the Oceanink Series. It is my pleasure to be commentating tonight. My name is DrArkaos and I'm joined here by Toadsili T. Welcome.
Thank you, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for taking me on board.
Oh,
Just
it's
figured
awesome
I'd give this a crack again.
Yeah.
so I'll see how I go. It's been a while, so apologies for the de-rusting, if you will.
We're pretty laid back here, so it'll be fine. But
That's okay.
yeah, we'll be getting straight into these matches in just a few seconds. So we'll be starting off with I haven't even introduced the teams yet, have I? So
yeah, so
we are going to see.
Yeah. Too Fast and Too Woomy versus RIP Tide. First up, Splat Zones on Kelp Dome.
Yeah.
Should be good.
Definitely. I think it will really set the pace for the remainder of the matches, being at Kelp Zones. So let's see how we go.
This is definitely a nice neutral map too. So, well, I think it's neutral. So
yeah. No, I agree. I think it will really set the scene.
We shall see what the two teams bring here. We do have Konjan on the Bloblobber, on two Dually Scorchers coming out on Too Fast, Too Furious' side as well.
Yeah, so we do have the Sploosh on Too Fast, Too Woomy going for that sort of flank route, and on the other team we have the Bloblobber doing that, so yeah. Looks like...
Sith is starting quite nicely with the flank. Does manage to catch that Calamite as well. So
we only have one up on each side right now.
It's a very nice movement there by Sif there. Just basically playing the zone, forcing Hero to retreat there. There's a DC. That's what's happened there. That was
okay.
Rather quick. I just quickly noticed there that Hero was just sort of standing there, and Emma, he just walked straight past, ignoring him there. So that's very unfortunate start here. We'll just zoom in here onto the squid party going on over here.
Let's have a closer look.
Australian internet currently up 1-0. So...
Oh man, not good too that it's happened this early on. I know the teams beforehand were a little bit worried that this might happen. So a bit of a shame that it's actually happened already. So hopefully we'll be able to get around this after this.
Let's just hope that... well, unfortunately we just have to wait it out at this point in time. Oh well, I'm sure they don't care.
Well, let's be thankful it's not turf, and that we have to sit through 3 minutes of this. That did happen in a couple weeks ago, yeah.
Could be worse.
Alright.
Well, let's hope that we just iron out all the problems here first up, and we actually get some real games happening.
Definitely. So I'm just going to see if we can get an update on the situation. I'm not actually sure where this is being discussed. I'm not even sure if I got access to the channel, to be honest. But let's see.
I do believe the host may have started up a little too quickly, as they did not allow their teammate to come back into the game. This is this seems like a rough start, as per usual.
Yeah. Not unseen in the Australian scene and stuff. So this is
well, whilst we do. Okay, there it goes. Okay.
All right.
It'll just be a quick reset, so
yeah,
bear with us whilst the room gets back up again. But now that we have had a little bit of a spoiler sneak peek as to what they have in terms of weapon comps, so obviously the Bloblobber coming out there from Riptide's side, which is a particularly favorite pick for some people and a very despised pick for others. You either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
For good reason, of course. It's a very nice weapon, good range, good reasonable inkage, and got that splash wall, which can help out quite nicely on Kelp Dome.
Also, was it just me, or did we see two Jolly Squelches on Too Fast Too Woomy, or was that just my imagination?
We actually
We did?
see two Dually Squelches.
Okay.
I'm not sure if one of them was custom or if they were both just vanilla Dually Squelches.
Yeah, I didn't take that close of a note on that. I know A Game tends to stick with the Jolly Squelches, but I do remember Too Fast Too Woomy running double on the week 1 matches. Definitely, I didn't actually see last week's matches as I was away, but definitely seems like it's fairly common for Too Fast Too Woomy to go with that. Actually, it seems that a couple of their players are actually fairly comfortable with doing that. For sure.
The Dually Squelches themselves most certainly are a very solid pick in terms of their both in terms of their mobility, being able to pressure with their sort of like semi-mid range, and of course in terms of the custom Dually Squelches, definitely a very nice kit there with the Splat Bomb Inkstorm. The vanillas with the point sensor missiles does feel like a bit of a lesser sort of kit. Particularly on Kelp Dome, with the grates overhead potentially blocking a lot of the missiles. But perhaps going with the point sensors may help them feel a bit more comfortable sussing out the opponent's position.
I know, I know sensors. I don't mind running sensors often in kelp zones. Not with the squelches though. I have run it the Splash Shot Pro for that very reason. It's got rain and those sensors, and I do find the sensors quite useful on this map, especially. So perhaps that did influence that decision as well, maybe. But,
perhaps we'll see how it plays out with hopefully this Redux probably going according to plan. So. There shouldn't be too many issues getting things set up, however, since this will be just a replay of sorts. So it should be the same weapon, same gear.
Yeah.
So we should be able to go straight into the thing.
All right, here we go. Another attempt.
Yeah, all right. Let's pray the Australian internet doesn't win another game.
Oh, actually, that was correct as well.
There was one custom Dually Squelches. Okay, so they are going for the nice Dually Squelcher mixed comp there, so that's quite nice to see.
Do you have that Sploosha again going for that sort of sneaky route, but does go down on 2v1.
Yeah, basically we've got a 4v1 here, and it's no, never mind, that was too late. Does get off the Inkstorm, but it's mostly in vain with that panic deploy there. It's not even going to neutralize the zone, and they have full control here. Sif here, once again, going for the flank, does have the splashdown and does take Calamar. Having that special there was really nice to help facilitate that flank, because that's now helped the rest of the team come in to take the mid. So a very nice counterplay here from Too Fast.
Yeah, so they are coming in now. Image bringing out that Inkjet as well to assist with that pressure, and they have taken over the zone with all 4 players are in mid, sort of working together there. Do have RIP Tide, they're trying to break out now, and do have Conjam there with the Bob Bobbler coming through the grates, being joined there by Grace, but Grace does go down there. Oh,
nice, good pressure from the missiles. That is probably one of the other nice aspects to the missiles. If you're underneath the grates, they're not that fantastic, but if you're on them, then your greatly reduced mobility will definitely make it difficult to avoid them. With that said here, RIP Tide do take back control of the zone and are now advancing into the enemy's lane here, pressuring A game. And Calamar Cat, of course, retreating a little bit, being mindful of Sif, probably going to go for the flank, who is actually going for that flank, by the way, and gets sussed out immediately. So very nice work there by Calamar, and recognising that behavioural pattern here. Too Fast is probably going to have to change it up and rely on something else to get back through mid.
So we did have Conjan there too, doing a fine job of just pressuring Too Fast Too Wimmy's street there and preventing a couple of their players from actually pushing towards the zone for a while. So doing a good job of defending the zone from that direction there.
It does look like here that the Too Fast will actually be able to break through and reclaim the mid as well. Conjan there pressuring a little bit, but wisely choosing to back off. Hero trying to do Sif's tactic here of going around the corner, but does get blocked as well. The Storm is deployed and is slowly traveling through mid to try and pressure, but it's not really going to catch anyone out, and basically 3 members down. Yeah.
Yeah, so Image managing to stop one person getting in there, but does get taken out. Too Fast when we have managed to take the lead back now, so that being said, they are gradually appearing to lose the zone as RIP Tide now come in and take control of that. So a bit of back and forth going on at the moment. We're seeing like one team cap the zone, managing to hold it for, you know, quite a while, and then it sort of turns around. So we've seen that a few times now. It'll be interesting to see whether now RIP Tide are able to get the lead from this, or whether Too Fast will be able to stop in time. We do have Cypher doing the splashdown in mid to help with just paying that sort of top mid area.
He is trying to be quite aggressive with this push here to try and take someone out. Doesn't succeed, however. Very much a numbers advantage there as well, with RIP Tide taking control of the center. And it does look like they will be able to hold it just for long enough for them to take the lead as well. It does look like here that Too Fast are going once again for the flanking strategy. Whilst Sif and A-Game try to take the mid, but it's just not fast enough to neutralize the zone.
Not quite in time.
And that will be the first game going to RIP Tide.
Right, let's check that.
So some very nice plays there earlier on there by Sif, opening up those, going for the flanks to try and break through and create opportunities there for the rest of their team. Unfortunately, Calamar and the rest of the team wisening up to that part way through there, not letting that happen at critical moments. And so after that, it was just sort of a little bit of back and forth with the exchanges being a bit more direct there. So
yeah, definitely.
Some nice adaptive strategy there.
Yeah, no, I think that was a good game to start this off. You know, lots of back and forth, the lead sort of switching across the teams, but yeah, as you said, in the end, RIP Tide just managed to get it for long enough at the end there. So, so we're moving on to clams now on Camp Triggerfish.
Clam jam, very nice.
Yeah. Not too sure what to expect here. I suspect we'll see the usual, you know, baller meta potentially.
Baller meta, bubble blower. Those are nice. Maybe a Tenebrella. Okay, no. Am I
I'm not sure if any of these players. Yeah, just thinking about all these players, I'm not sure whether any of these actually run Tenebrellas now that I think about it.
Tenebrella on Camp Triggerfish clams is disgustingly strong, but
true. So we may be
maybe not today. Maybe not today.
Maybe not. But yeah. I mean, yeah.
It would be interesting to see how they change their loadouts, if they do at all, to reflect the map mode combination, or if they'll just stick with it and
I suspect,
grit their teeth.
Definitely from RIP Tide, we may even see the Slosher Deco. I believe Conjan may be a player who uses it from memory. Could be completely wrong there, but believe I've seen him use it before.
It would, in terms of sort of like the range position, with Bloblobber being a little bit more longer range, Slosher Deco also feel it sort of having that similar-ish sort of range.
Yeah.
Position. So, but we'll see. Here on Clam Blitz, Camp Triggerfish, game 2. Oh no, he does actually
crack on roller. Okay.
And the ink brush there coming out, the ink brush Norval coming out there from Sif this time, going with a very strong swim speed build.
And yeah, we do see those inkjets too. We see a couple coming from the side of Too Fast Woomy, and one on RIP Tide there.
RIP Tide having an extremely strong start, taking 3 down and really opening up their ability to push quite aggressively into the enemy base. Calamar, of course, scoring very cleanly, going up onto the top. But no real follow-up, as the rest of the team is more or less wiped. Conjan there trying to act as a bit of a decoy here.
Not really
by setting up beacons in the base. But nothing really to follow up on that push at all. So not the strongest of starts, and now Riptide should be very careful to watch out for that pity for ball.
Indeed. So 2 balls now in the possession of Too Fast Too Woomy there, and we do have Sark going in there with the ball, potentially preparing for players to super jump in. But as I say that, the other 3 players have gone down, so
yeah,
like hasn't quite gone to plan.
There was a preemptive super jump there by one of the power clam holders but that went straight into the mid, which sort of put them under a lot of fire there and couldn't really follow up there. So an unfortunate fumble of execution, if you will, but still plenty of time on the clock, so it's anyone's game at this point.
Indeed. So Riptide, they're bringing out those bubbles across the middle bridge there. Kind of blocking it even with that last bubble just sitting there. Does go off though.
Potentially scaring Too Fast, thinking that they will push through the mid. But there was a little bit of movement there pushing through the elbow, but that wasn't happening. Hero now basically trying to salvage what he can here in the mid, despite the fact that they have complete control though. So this should help the Riptide make a nice push here.
Yeah, so I mean, neither team really has isn't that prepared at this point, although we do see Riptide, I guess, gradually building up those clams there.
They definitely have a lot of clams in their possession right now, and they did have the numbers and control advantage in the center to help get something going, but I think they're just waiting it out to try and get those key pickoffs to make their next move.
Yeah, so here they're going down the super clam. Kalama has 8 there, near their basket. Just needs those last 2, but... Oh, it looks like she has found those 2, so she may be able to actually sneak a super clam in there. And yeah, that's exactly what happens. So
nicely done. Unfortunately, there is the follow-up here coming through here as the rest of Riptide tries to push through. Kalama basically distracting all of Too Fast. Is that a white for white? Okay, well that push is dead.
Yeah,
but
it's a 1v1 right now. But
definitely a few extra points on the board there for Riptide. So definitely an okay push there to help extend their lead. Sif unfortunately slipping off into the abyss. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, interesting.
Do that sometimes, I think.
Yeah, so Image there bringing out that Inkjet. Not able to do much with it though, apart from just apply a bit of pressure. I mean, yeah, at this point, Too Fast Too Woomy really just have to try and get some points on the scoreboard. But
they do have the pity football on hand, and A Game will take possession of that as Riptide tries to attack their goal at this point, with Kalama just following closely behind, and does score. So that has opened the basket. The rest of Riptide has jumped in to take everything out. Konjan doing some very nice work sharking and attacking with the roller as well. I don't think Juice suspects it from behind. Oh. And there it goes. So Konjan really keeping up the pressure here. He is going to get punished though for sticking around too long. Just not enough of a window open up for Kalamarkat to make the dunk there.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, Riptide are in a pretty comfortable situation. You know, they have a majority of the control here. They've got, I mean, they're pretty equal in terms of how many clams they have, but Too Fast Too Woomy aren't really in a strong position here to be able to do anything unless they can, yeah, I guess take out some people there.
Yeah, the loss of the power clam there basically sealed it, unfortunately.
So that's game 2 to Riptide.
Game 2 to Riptide, starting off quite strong. And nicely played. That was definitely Riptide there, making sure that they had the sufficient control. They used their specials at the right opportune moment to make those pushes towards the basket. And that helped them get those points on the board. Whereas Too Fast, they often did have that control at the center. They did have the clams, but they had no way of converting that momentum to a good push.
Yeah.
And I think that was really the difference at the end of the day there in that game.
Definitely. All right, we are moving on to Turf War now on Muscle Forge Fitness.
Oh, our favourite from the AUNZ Cup.
Oh yeah.
Do we remember those days? We played it 4 times in one set. I would have thought everyone would be sick of this map by now. Anyway, that was a while ago, so maybe we've cleared the palette.
It very much is a map though where having that mid control is, I mean, it's nearly everything in this map and mode, to be honest. If you can just keep control of that mid, then you know you've usually got control of your side of the map, and you're usually just kind of keeping that pressure in mid and even pushing further if you can. But it very much is, if you've got control of mid, you're in a very comfortable situation in this map, I've noticed.
I definitely agree with that, but very much like most turf wars, you need to know the right places to hold and the right moments to move and when to fall back. So it's all about knowing when to move and where to move to. So holding the mid is fine, and it's definitely a very strong position. But if that's all you take, then as soon as you lose it, then you're just conceding it to the enemy team. So
Indeed, yeah.
We'll see how this plays out here. Grace still sticking with the ball points. Yep, there is the NZAP coming out there from Juice there, running a very nice speed build there. And Calamar with the special saver comeback, probably focusing on the armor. So we'll see how that helps out with their team this round.
Yeah, so I mean, got some pretty consistent comps here across the teams, nearly. Oh wow.
Oh, Conchan just a little too slow with his counter splashdown there. Going for that flank, but caught out and punished for it, and will not be able to do much of that right now.
Yeah.
And it does look like that Too Fast will basically win the first exchange here and claim
overlays, guys.
Oh yep. Thank you.
What was that?
Overlays.
Oh.
It's fixed.
Okay, coolio. Let's not keep our viewers in the dark here.
Alright, so
But that's said, Too Fast is still holding very good control here in the mid. Grace, unfortunately, overextending a little bit too much with that ballpoint. And Sif going in ham, taking out Hero as well. We do see the danger sign come up on the side of RIP Tide, so Too Fast on a very strong start here in this first half of the turf war.
indeed. So yeah, I mean, Too Fast and Woomy kind of sticking together right now in mid, and yeah, I guess trying to defend at this point, but RIP Tide are coming quite strong at the moment. Too Fast and Woomy now down 2 players, so as I said, though, it is now 2 down each team, so... Oh wow, okay.
Oh no, wait, that was a nice reversal there by MG there. With the jetpack, providing the support there to help turn that 2v2 into a 2v1. Calamar wisely retreating there, but of course getting done in the end as well. It still looks like Too Fast have the control here, but this could be the opening here for RIP Tide here, as Grace does get a nice pick off in the center on the NZAP.
Yeah, it does bring out the Inkjet now, and pushes right into their side there. Even just to get that extra turf there on their side with that Inkjet. Yeah, does get taken out though by Jen there with the NZAP, who also takes out Conchan there.
That's 3 down on the side of RIP Tide. They basically need to regroup at this stage as a full team and be able to make a good push. The Hero, unfortunately, also going down as well.
So yeah, I mean, Jen doing a fine job there of just like dealing with players while getting that plenty of turf with the ends up there. So definitely
the armor there, of course, saving MG there as well. But this definitely
more and more
looks
players
like
going down to Jen at the moment. All right.
And that will be game.
It still is up to Judd, but very much looking strong there towards Too Fast to Woomy. Although, I don't know, actually.
Definitely. I saw the danger tag there on
Yeah.
Riptide, so they definitely were in dire straits there in the last minute or so after that wipe. They really needed to regroup there to make one last conceded push, and that just didn't happen. And Too Fast definitely having a very good hold of the center for the vast majority of that game.
Mm.
And that team comp really coming in handy, especially with Sync splashdowns.
Yeah, definitely.
Sif,
Right.
Sync, not Sync. Sif splashdowns. I'm hopeless with names. Sorry.
It's fine. All right. So now we're moving on to Tower on Moray Towers. Interesting map, but again, I'm not too sure what we will expect to see in terms of what players will run. I mentioned you know, Stingray, not usually a good choice for Moray, I find, given the verticality, but still a viable option on Tower. You know, you can still sort of aim it down towards the tower if you're up above, or you know, yeah, things like that. But yeah, I guess not always seen on this. But I guess I can't really think of who runs Stingrays out of these players, though. Now that I think about it.
Oh yeah, that would well, that probably makes the decision probably a little more easier if no one happens to run a Stingray weapon in the comp, so we probably then wouldn't see one.
No, but I'd say Inkjets we may even see more of. I think.
I mean, Inkjet is always strong, regardless of the map.
Yeah.
And even the verticality doesn't really hurt it as much if it wants to be fighting around it, wherever it happens to be active at that time. So going into game 3, Moray Towers tower control. We do see the Splashamatics and yeah, we do see the change from the ball point to the Splashamatic. The Vanilla Dualies also coming out on the side from Sif for Too Fast to Rumi. There is the Clash Neo, which would be your answer there to the Stingray.
Well,
oh wait,
yeah,
no, sorry,
that's got missiles.
That's the Vanilla Clash. My bad. Yeah. What am I thinking?
So
almost had it.
We do see Inkjet there coming out from Grace, but yeah, as you said, yeah, we don't actually have any Stingrays, so not too surprised there actually. But it's always a possibility. But we do see those Inkjets though. So Grace here.
MG was doing some nice work there with the flank of using the Clash, but does happen to be enough for the time being to store the mid, but does very much look like a bit of a neutral state at this point in time.
Yeah, so Jen there deciding to get onto the tower. Not really a comfortable position to be pushing at the moment though, so it does get off early on.
Nah, it's not really moving anywhere at this point in time, and it does look like RIP Tide have gained the upper hand here. Konjan trying to make an aggressive push, but doesn't really connect anything there, and there is the armor also deployed as well, so Too Fast will basically be taking control of this center once again.
So Grace's Inkjet, they're getting taken up by Scythe, who decides to get on the tower now. So it looks like here...
Konjan getting very aggressive there, and he's punished for it, with Sif now here riding the tower, and of course, A-Game coming in for the assist, turning it into a 2v1, will win that for Too Fast and will continue the push here for them.
So they have just cleared that first checkpoint there, and continuing to get a strong push going. Konjan coming from the overlook, jumping down and attempting to deal with the situation on the tower there.
Oh no! Sif tried to go for the hard read play, recognizing there that to try and make it use that numbers game to his advantage and go up there, but unfortunately try to go back down to save the tower, getting caught on the railing. That was a bit of an oof moment there. Nonetheless, that is a fairly strong push there by Too Fast, getting all the way to 30 on Moray. That's a fairly strong push at this stage of the game.
Indeed. So yeah, I mean, they've cleared that first checkpoint and gotten it to that second one. Not able to clear that one, but still very much a strong lead now at this point. So RIP Tide here now, jumping on the tower with a couple players there, and
Sif and A-Game are right behind them though, and they probably will be able to come in and clean up, which they do.
Very strong missiles there coming down. And even more coming down now from Image there.
So more pressure on Grace, who's all by themselves in a really bad position and will be punished for it as well. Konjan diving hard and does actually win the exchange. It was a very ballsy play.
It does go down in the end. Yeah.
But yeah, that's that kerfuffle sort of ended up as a big mess of nothing really. So, a nice defense, but Riptide need to be the ones making the big plays here to reverse this lead.
Indeed. Alright, so... yeah, Riptide now attempting another push in here. Yeah, they definitely have the advantage now numbers-wise. And it looks like they're in a strong position to clear this first checkpoint. But as I said, Juice does come down, does go down. A-Game there.
Ooh! And that clean kill there by A-Game, taking 2 down as well. A-Game doing some really nice work this game with his dually squelches.
Yeah, indeed.
Not winning that exchange there, but in terms of overall exchanges, I think he's still up, so... With that said, there are 3 on Riptide now hovering around the tower. Need to be a little mindful of this missile spam here that's just completely harassing the joint. We do see Grace here now on top of Too Fast Overlook and pushing in hard into the enemy side. Gets another pick and is following up even further. And Riptide just take the lead because of all the distraction happening going on. Does facilitate the push for them to be able to take it all the way to 29.
My goodness.
What a play.
That's all they needed now. I mean, now Too Fast Woomy have a big job if they want to take that back at this point.
Only 10 seconds on the clock as well. That is such a well-timed push. Completely reversing the scenario here. And they don't really have the numbers or the control. There's only one left. Hero just needs to get on the tower, but it's a timeout. And that will be game 3 going to Riptide in a surprising reversal in that last minute.
That was
getting
very
that
unexpected.
1 point lead.
Oh man, that was very well played on Riptide's part. Just managing to sneak that in right, in the final seconds of that game. So yeah,
Grace putting in the work there, going for that flank on the overlook and then pushing aggressively into the base.
That just definitely paid off.
Eased so much pressure on the rest of their team to make that push. An excellent play indeed.
Alright, so Rainmaker now.
I have to say, I was hoping though that Too Fast would take that. They felt, I felt they worked really hard for that push to 30.
Oh, definitely.
So,
and it would have helped. Helped in increasing the games that we get tonight. But it's still very much could be best. We still could see 9 games. I know everyone.
It's true. It's not over till it's over.
Exactly.
So we'll see what happens here on Rainmaker Humpback. Do you think we'll continue to see the missile spam on this stage, or do you think there'll be a little bit of a mix-up here? What do you feel?
Given these teams,
is good for the specials.
Well, okay. Rainmaker Humpback. We have seen a lot of stingrays in other coming through from other teams playing this game in earlier matches. I've seen very good stingray play, especially with defending pushes coming from like the sideways, but also kind of helping with those pushes too. But again, not too sure whether either of these teams prefer stingrays. I don't think we've seen many stingrays yet in these games, so very much so we could still see those missiles coming out, especially given A-Game likes to stick with the Julie Squelches for sure. So
and he's been putting in some nice work with those too.
Oh, very much so.
As we saw in that last game. So a stingray though is very strong here, especially in Rainmaker. It's basically a free push stop. So we'll see if that comes into play or if they'll continue to stick with some more familiar weapons.
Yeah,
of
course, Inkjet's too very effective on this map as well. So
I mean, Inkjet is strong everywhere. There's a reason it's better.
Yeah,
we do see the bubble blower coming out there by Grace with the Forge Pro, weapon I have not seen in a long time. And A-Game, of course, switching off the dually squelches for the blaster. Juice will be opting with the custom dually squelches today, and what seems to be a bit of a fumble to start off with on the Riptide side with a 3 down. Grace is the only one left and not going to be able to contest this shield.
Yeah, not in a strong position there right now. But that being said, she's getting a bit of support there now as her teammates come back in there. Grace, they're bringing out those
But- and,
bubbles. Oh, was that the bubbles they took that out?
It may have been the bubble explosion. Those are some very big bubbles on there on Grace. She's running at least 2 mains of special power, so those are some big bubbles.
So we did see Calamar there decide to pick it up, but getting taken out by the Splat Bomb straight away. Yeah, I mean...
Probably, maybe not the greatest decision, but right now we're looking at a very sort of a jumbled neutral state of sorts right now. Does look like Riptide will win this though.
Yeah.
Just based on numbers. But as I say, Energy coming in with the clutch Inkjet. As you were saying, Inkjets are very strong, and once again, we see why this special is so dominant.
So despite the Rainmaker being kind of to the side, we do have Scythe there deciding to pick it up to probably take it out of that base, but he's coming under fire already there from Grace there in mid. Oh yeah, doesn't get... Managed to take it out of that awkward spot, but yeah, not getting too far apart from that.
I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that play at all. Getting it out of the base is the number one priority, so if it means just falling off that side and dying there, that's much better than having to try and defend an aggressive push into the base.
Even just getting it over that wall was made a big difference, I'd say. So Scythe picking it up again, and has a path around that side, so...
Oh, he is being intercepted by Hero trying to tail, but Sif manages to get away!
Yeah.
But the rest of Riptide does finally catch up and shuts the push down.
So that speed definitely helped get that Rainmaker, you know, quite far there though, despite coming under fire.
He's running at least 2 mains as well, so who knows how much more he's also running in the subs. With that said, that solo push was enough to be able to give Too Fast enough control of the center and has helped facilitate that push to give them the lead.
Indeed. So yeah, Riptide now picking it up with Hero there, going on the rails, deciding to go the left outer route there. Just come under attack though. Manages to steal the lead though already. So just like that, just like that, they just retrieve the lead back, and with even further
and
now,
it does
maybe.
look like the push is still going. Konjan has already come in with the flank, punishing anyone else that's already near the podium. This has funneled everyone towards this spot, but it does look like Too Fast has the control, but they don't have the Rainmaker down. Grace still getting more points on the board, pushing it all the way to 12 before Too Fast can shut it down.
So Too Fast now going to try and make a quick push here in response to that. Again there. That wall was kind of well positioned actually. Kind of made it a bit awkward there, but again they're going for the push. Now there is a little bit of a path there.
This is looking pretty bad. Grace managed... I think it was Grace that did manage to jump back in a little bit of retreat, but the pressure is still on.
Goodness.
And Too Fast take the pot. They take the lead. Still can't climb the podium, but it doesn't matter. God takes it all the way to 4 points, and Too Fast will now take the lead. This is basically a knockout situation here for Riptide. They basically have it.
And they only have 1 minute to pull this off as well. So Too Fast will be now in a somewhat comfortable situation here if they can just defend this current push, and here it goes. But
the Rainmaker is the only player up, but MG is also the only one left. But
there we go. Image doing a fine job there of stopping that just in time.
Grace going in with the aggressive stealth jump. I don't think they're quite... Oh wait, that's not a stealth jump. No, she has Object Shredder. They have Object Shredder. A-Game desperately trying to get the Rainmaker out of their base. Maybe slowing a little bit too long, but it's an okay position right now. Hero does finish A-Game off. Too Fast with a very nice response there, shutting down what could have been a disastrous scenario here. Sif getting a little too aggressive there with the splashdown and does get destroyed by the Rainmaker pop. Hero also trying to get something and does pick off A-Game, but that's the Rainmaker down, and it's not going to be fast enough to destroy the shield, and Too Fast will...
Wow, what a game. Yeah, well played there by both teams, but yeah, I mean, Too Fast with me there, getting that really good push there.
A lot of back and forth there, a lot of back and forth, but that really nice play there, getting the Rainmaker out of there, and Too Fast being able to take the control of the center and basically snowball that momentum into a good push. They deployed all their specials. at the right time with the Ink Storm, with the jetpack, to be able to just keep hammering that momentum back into Riptide's side, and that resulted in that really strong push there for the lead.
Yeah.
Some fantastic work.
Oh man, that was yeah, well played from both. But
And of course, not to mention Riptide almost doing the same thing back to them as well. So,
yeah, I mean, they very much could have pulled that off at the end, but too fast, too wimmy. They're managing to just lock it in at the end. So,
some very nice work there. So, still in the game for time being, we go to Splat Zone Schellendorf. Some people don't particularly like this map, perhaps for good reason.
Not a fan of it myself. That being said, though, it's quite unique, I'd say, in the sense that you often see more than one backliner get run on this map because of the whole situation with the roofs, and it's quite an advantage to be up on that roof if you have a long range weapon. So I have seen teams run 2 to 3 sort of backliner weapons on this in particular. So it'd be interesting to see whether we do see that from either teams here.
For sure. Historically, it's definitely been a thing where you would see things that wouldn't necessarily be picked on most other maps. Things like Hydra Splatling, for example, thinking back to the Japanese meta. And obviously, Firefin Scope, or even just Splatter Scope, where that little bit of extra range actually makes all the difference because of that roof and the restricted mobility. But it will be interesting to see if we see something like the Blob Lobber, which I think is able to shoot over the middle over that gap and reach the other side.
Oh wow!
Though
if that's the case,
I haven't tested it myself, but picturing it in my mind, I think it should be able to do that. But we'll see.
Yeah, would not be surprising if we saw that. In fact, we have seen that in some of these earlier games, so very much could be a choice.
Also,
yeah,
Rapids are also a nice choice here as well, especially the vanilla Rapid for the bomb rush.
Yeah,
and that range is quite nice as well. So, well, we will see.
We will definitely see now as we
going into
this match.
Game 6. Indeed. Splat Zone's Schellendorf. And Grace is there with the Rapid. And Too Fast to Respond with double dually squelchers. One vanilla, one custom. Sif going with the Octobrush swim speed bonanza build. Well, that's a lot of swim speed. And Grace going with the swim speed tenacity. So Too Fast do open with the first cap and do seem to have the control for the time being.
Yeah, so we do see Grace here with the vanilla Rapid, as I believe you mentioned earlier. Bringing out that bomb rush now to focus on the zone there. Does take out Image with that bomb rush as well. Now dealing with that Inkjet too, so Grace doing a fine job here with that Rapid Pro. Oh, sorry, just that Rapid Vanilla rather. A-game there, bring out the missiles, which is actually helping with the zone, believe it or not.
More of a lucky positional thing more than anything. Konjan being a little aggressive there, pushing the forward plat there, trying to create some space there and help Riptide keep this control here. MG is up on the roof as well, just painting downwards as best they can. Does fall down and is punished for it. I'm not sure if they plan to do that. Of course, Juice and A-Game here now coming in here with the double dually squelchers, and the rain going across the middle will contest the zone and flip the cap. And it does look like here that Riptide are sort of split up here.
Yeah, so we do see Cypher managing to take some out there with that brush. So yeah, I mean, Too Fast to Wimmy currently, as I said though, they have lost the zone, but they aren't too far off getting the lead if they end up getting it back there, which they do manage to do. So
they do have the dominant control, and Emoji there being punished there by Konjan, despite having the jetpack active, might be able to... Does trade with Sif somehow, but This does basically Riptide managed to make a good push there and basically reverse the tables, taking complete control of the center and are now sort of got Too Fast on the ropes.
Yeah, so we see more missiles being brought out there. No shortage of missiles in any of these games, to be honest. But with the Inkjet, managing to pick some off there before getting taken out by Grace.
A lot of missiles, but I'm not sure if they're actually helping. Grace has just been doing a fantastic job here up on the roof, as you can see, just playing patient, pressuring with the range, deploying the bomb rush to contest the zone. As I say that, though, does fall down, but Calamar is around the corner, turning that into a nice 2v1. And does look like that Riptide will be able to whittle away this penalty and maybe take the lead.
Yep, and there it is.
And there it is. Nice.
The Cypher, oh, nearly looked like a trade there. We have Congen now just chilling in mid there, pushing up into their side. Yeah, just being a roller. There is the Rainstorm deployed, but I don't think it's really going to do enough with the bomb rush there, countering pretty much all the work done there. There's only a few seconds left. There's not going to be enough time to contest it, and Riptide will take that final win. Yeah. So
it was the first to 5.
Correct. Yeah. So now, yeah, that's Riptide.
Oh, my apologies. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I'm best of 7, best of whatever. No, my apologies. That is the fourth. That's the 4th win. So they need one more. My apologies.
Yeah. So but we did see that sort of back and forth nearly early on, but then just Riptide, just maintaining that strong strong cap there at the end. So.
Definitely. I'm not sure if the Inkstorm worked out particularly... The Inkstorm and Missile combo worked out particularly well for them, especially with Grace playing so well up there on the roof, pressuring with that range and with the consistent bomb rushes coming out as well. Don't think they really had an answer to that.
No. Yeah, I mean, Grace definitely, I'd say, was a key player in that game. Every time we were watching her, she was making some great plays there, whether it would be sort of pressuring on their side and just getting, dealing with those Inkjets and, getting those directs and even just, hanging back on the roof as well. Yeah, very well played. But
definitely a lot of back and forth. The team's working together, trying to make some coordinated pushes. Yeah. So moving on to Wahoo Clan Blitz, and we're hearing that this is chaotic, to say the least.
Yeah. I mean,
as a general map mode, that is to say.
Yeah, I don't personally have a lot of experience on Clams Wahoo. But I mean, I've heard the exact same thing though. I think it can be fairly chaotic. From what I've heard, as well as what I've seen in the earlier matches on this map too. So, yeah, I mean, the Clams is chaotic in general, but.
But we'll see in the.
I mean, honestly, I can't really call what comps we'll see, apart from possibly just what people are comfortable with running on these teams. So probably we'll still see Julie Squelches, Jets. We'll see probably the usual, I'd say.
I have a sneaky suspicion Sif may go for something aggressive like the Splushomatic curling.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Congen going with Blaster this time.
Oh no, he goes for the Octobrush. Never mind. But still definitely something that can be played quite aggressively if in the right hands. So we'll see how that goes. Congen opting for a special heavy build with the Vanilla Blaster there, and Hero going with the Bubble Blower as well with the very big bubbles. So we'll see how this plays out. Too Fast do take control of the center to start off with. Despite attempts to sort of flank around and try and take control that way. So it does look like here there'll be an early push. Oh wait, no, never mind. Commentator's curse.
Yeah, bit of an attempt there, but A-Game does go down. Oh, okay. That was an interesting jump there.
Sif somehow managed to grab hold of that power clam just as the Inkjet ended. So hold on to it just a little bit longer, but basically in vain. Not really able to capitalize off that. And because of that, that basically has ceded total control of the center to
My
Riptide.
apologies with the overlay again. We are seeing the game now, though.
Okay, cool. Good.
Alright, so we do see Konjan here managing to get that super claim in, but Calamar not able to follow through with some additional points there. It does fall a bit short.
Hero trying to make that push there around the side, but obviously holding the power clam, giving away his position, and being intercepted 2v1. Wasn't able to make much of that. Not a particularly strong push at all. And the free pity football, of course, putting this into Too Fast's favour, but Riptide managing to hold some nice control here of the map.
Yeah, and they do, I mean, they have a huge advantage here, both with the map, but also point-wise. I mean, Too Fast Woomy aren't, I mean, as I said, they are, as I said that, they had basically 0 clams there, whereas Riptide kind of had them all there, but that has kind of turned around now. So,
indeed, Too Fast definitely seem to be building up some of the clams here. They do have 15, it's a 15 to 8 at this point in time.
Go down in mid though, so may see this turn around yet again, as Syph does bring out the inkjet, but goes down as well.
Grace going, obviously snowballing that momentum there and going for a bit of a flank. Calamar coming up as well. The rest of Too Fast don't seem to suspect it right now, as Calamar passes the claims for the power to make a power for Grace, and does follow that up with another dunk with the power clam. But kind of like the last push, there's not really much follow-up.
No, not apart from just a couple of clams going in there, but not really a strong push either. But that being said, Riptide's still the only team with points on the scoreboard, so even though they've only done a couple of small pushes here, they're in a somewhat good position at the moment with just 2 minutes left. That being said, it's not hard to get a strong push and take that sort of lead.
No, that would definitely be my concern right now, is that they've been able to get some nice pushes, but one very nice push here by Too Fast will basically wipe away that lead very quickly.
Yeah.
Let's say, as we say that, Calamar does deploy a defensive inkjet there to scare people away from making anything happen with these two power clams here that are now on Too Fast's side. Sif and Emoji going for the aggressive play. Sif does score, but Emoji is punished. A-Game was potentially maybe trying to move in with the few clams that he did have there, but is not able to, so nothing much will happen of that.
That would have been enough for the lead there, but yeah, just that second super clam just falling a bit short.
It's not quite over yet though, time is running out, and Riptide do have the vast majority control of the center. MG going in for the aggressive push, and Juice sort of coming in there as a little bit of a flank savior. Of course, is denied by the armor, and MG will be punished. Emoji, sorry, will be punished by the inkjet return there. And this isn't looking very good for Too Fast at this stage, with not a lot of control and not a lot of squids on the field.
Not at all, and especially given Riptide now have 3 super clams in their possession, and you know, a little bit extra control there as Calamar brings out the inkjet.
You say 3 clams and they've basically lost all of them.
Oh my goodness.
Unfortunately,
but
there is just not enough time left on the clock for Too Fast to be able to build up a power clam to keep the game going, and that will be it.
Well, that's game... what is that? Game 7? 7 or 8? Math. that is 5.
I believe that's the 5th.
Now.
I believe that's the 5th win.
Definitely, yeah.
So that will be in the favour of Riptide taking this set.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it could have been anyone's game there towards the end there, but just Riptide managing to just hoard those super clams at the end, and even though they kind of, it looked like they were trying to sneak in sort of a last minute push there, which probably wouldn't have made too much difference there. But you know, Too Fast to me, as you said, ran out of time there to be able to deal with that once they were, you know, they sort of deal with that initial situation there, but unable to kind of make use of it.
That last minute was definitely a struggle for Too Fast there, where they were really struggling to have any sort of presence on the map and maintain control of the center area to help build up their clams and help make the pushes. They did have that attempt there where they could have potentially gotten the lead had MG, EMG, thanks Ace for helping correct me.
Or something, image.
Image.
So. I could be wrong as well, but that's just how I read it.
Needless to say, there was the potential there for them to take the lead, and of course, had everything else played out the same, they would have also been able to potentially take that game, shutting down that 3 power clan push.
Indeed.
But again, Riptide just basically having dominant control over most of that game, and of course, in those last key minutes of the game, pretty much denying Too Fast being able to develop a comeback.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Well, congratulations then to Riptide for taking out this set, but well played from Too Fast Woomy as well. Well played from both teams. So really good matches to see.
Some nice back and forth in a lot of them, so that was really nice to see.
Yeah, that sort of thing definitely makes matches more interesting. Regardless of what the final score is, the matches themselves were really good to watch and were close a lot of the time. So, yeah.